The test was to connect to the internet using Wi-Fi and then download a specific track to our phones. Apple, Sony and Nokia all now have their own online music stores, and the phones are designed to get you to their respective stores easily. I'd selected an Asian beat track called Electro Jugni by Swami for us to download, partly because it's one of Bobby and Nihal's favourites, but also because it's far from mainstream and would test just how good the music store's libraries are. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Using the iTunes button on the iPhone, Nihal was online and on the iTunes site in seconds. And he'd found the right track and started it downloading in no time at all.
I'm in.
It was much the same experience for Bobby with the Nokia N81. When he pressed the button, the phone immediately logged onto the Wi-Fi hotspot and took him to Nokia's music site. Again, the track Electro Jugni was easily found and he started it downloading. Unfortunately for me, the Sony Ericsson wasn't nearly as efficient. Oh no, it's crashed. It has. It's stuck. It's just completely stuck in wireless LAN setup. It couldn't download anything via Wi-Fi, despite us sitting right in the middle of a hotspot. I had to improvise. I used the phone's 3G connection instead to access the Sony Play Now library, though it's a more expensive way of getting online. Compared to the millions of tracks offered by Nokia and Apple, Sony's Play Now library is minuscule, and I couldn't find anything by Swami. Sorry, no songs were found.
Done. Electro Jugni.
So, in our download test, the iPhone beat the Nokia and the Sony failed dismally. But how good are they all at playing music? Now the final test is for sound quality. It's going to be one of those sort of blind tests. I'd brought the chaps to a top London recording studio with a top-quality sound system. I transferred identical copies of Electro Jugni to each phone and would be playing them through the studio's amplifiers and speakers. Right, let's have a listen to phone number 1.
Wow.
Phone number 1 was in fact the Nokia, though throughout this test Bobby and Nihal were unaware which phone they were listening to. Instant reactions to number 1?
It started off really kind of clarity of sound I thought was really good, and then suddenly as soon as all the different levels came in, the more layers that came into the you got.
The bass was really good, but it could be because there's big 24-inch bass bins in it. So
yeah.
That might not be the MP3.
Now, let's try another one. Number 2. Phone number 2 was the Sony Ericsson. It had failed the downloading test. Could it redeem itself with its sound quality?
Definitely clearer, more expansive than the first one. You could definitely tell the mids, the highs, and the bass. There was space in between all the instruments.
You could listen to that, and as the track grew, as the layers were added to it, they didn't clash with each other, which is what happened in the last one.
And finally, phone number 3. Phone number 3 was the iPhone that had impressed both DJs with its speed and style. Would it pass the music quality test?
That was interesting. That sounded really good at first. It just sounded like a bigger sound, but it was messier. 2 had clarity.
Yeah.
2 had pure clarity. 3 had a bit of oomph in it, and 1, forget it.
Bobby and Nihal were genuinely surprised to find that the Sony Ericsson had come out on top, that their beloved iPhone had been beaten into second place.